Hello! Today I want to talk to you about this book. I love this book more than I thought I would, and I bought it on a whim. It's called Brief Answers to the Big Questions by Stephen Hawking. Right, it's a bit fast, it's got a bit of wear and tear. It says it's a special edition, more answers to the big questions. And I think this must be a black hole. I think it's beautifully made. Oh god, they're making it worse. And the back of it looks like this. Let's see what says at the back of the book. The final book from Stephen Hawking, which The Guardian says is a rare genius. So these are some of the questions at the back that he answers. Is there a God? How did it all begin? Can we predict the future? What is inside the black hole? Are there intelligent life in the universe? Will artificial intelligence outsmart us? How do we shape the future? How will we survive? Okay. Will we survive on Earth? Should we colonize space? Is time travel possible? Yeah, some interesting questions. So, this book is published by John Murray. Let's have a look. See what it says on the inside. The world-famous cosmologist and #1 best-selling author of A Brief History of Time leaves us with his final thoughts on the universe's biggest questions in this brilliant posthumous work. It is brilliant. How did the universe begin? Will humanity survive on Earth? Is there intelligent life beyond our solar system? Could artificial intelligence ever outsmart us? Throughout his extraordinary career, Stephen Hawking expanded our understanding of the universe and unraveled some of its greatest mysteries. But even as this theoretical work on black holes, imaginary time, and multiple histories took his mind to the farthest reaches of space, Hawking also believed that science plays a crucial role in fixing problems here on Earth. And now, as we face potentially catastrophic changes, including climate change, the threat to nuclear war, and the development of artificial superintelligence, Stephen Hawking turns his attention to the most urgent issues for humankind. Wide-ranging, intellectually stimulating, passionately argued and infused with his characteristic humor, brief answers to the big questions, the final book from one of the biggest minds in history is a personal view to the challenges we view as a human race and where we as a planet are heading next. Also said at the bottom here, a percentage of the royalties will go to charity, which is quite good. And it's $14.99. I feel like I got some money off this book, I'm not sure. Yeah, I did read the whole book. And on the inside, hang on, it's like this. I think we all know what this means. It's quite familiar to us. The breakthroughs of science. And the back of it's the same. Would you consider cosmology a form of science? I guess it's maybe natural sciences? A natural science of some sort. Maybe. Some really good questions that he was asked. And the foreword is by Eddie Redmayne, which is quite interesting. It was really good introduction. So there's a note from the publisher. It says, Stephen Hawking was regularly asked for his thoughts on the big questions of the day by scientists, tech entrepreneurs, senior business figures, political leaders, and the general public. Stephen maintained an enormous personal archive of his responses, which took the form of speeches, interviews, and essays. His book draws from his personal archive and was in development at the time of his death. It has been completed in collaboration with his academic colleagues, his family, and the Stephen King estate. A percentage of the royalties will go to charity. The forwards by Ed Redmayne. Let's see how long it is. Oh, it's about 3 pages. I'm not going to read it to you. There's an introduction by Kip S. Thorne. Sorry, Professor Kip S. Thorne. There's a decent introduction there. There's a picture of Stephen Hawking when he was younger. He answers some really good, like this one. It says, why must you ask the big questions? That's a really good question. I'm going to go to the contents and pick a couple of those and answer them for you. So you don't have to sit here and suffer through me going through this. And if you're into this, and if you're a fan of Stephen Hawking, and if you love things to do with, the sky and the planets and stuff like that, I think you'll love this book. I love the podcast Star Talk, mainly hosted by what is happening to my brain? I'll talk about this podcast another time. Anyway, yeah. So answering some of your questions. Where is this page? Here it is. So here's number 1. Is there a God? It's a good question. Let's go to the first page. Or page 23. Right. Quite a long answer. But he shortens it by asking this question. Hang on. He also answers like the odd other question within each chapter, which expands on what he's talking about. So, here in Is there a God? It says, how does God's existence fit into your understanding of the beginning and the end of the universe? And if God was to exist and you had the chance to meet him, what would you ask him? And this is his answer. The question is the way the universe began chosen by God for reasons we can't understand, or was it determined by a law of science? I believe the second, if you like. You can call the laws of science God, but it wouldn't be a personal God that you would meet and put questions to. Although if there were such a God, I would like to ask, however, did he think of anything as complicated as M theory in 11 dimensions? Why am I saying this as a question? I'm going to go back again and read it. Although if there was such a thing as God, I would like to ask, however, did he think of anything as complicated as M theory in 11 dimensions? That's a really good answer. What do you think of this answer to this question? Then read it a little bit at the end of this chapter and then I'll just leave it. People want answers to the big questions. It's page 38. Like why we are here. They don't expect the answers to be easy, so they're prepared to struggle a bit. When people ask me if God created the universe, I tell them that the question itself makes no sense. Time didn't exist before the Big Bang, so there is no time for God to make the universe in. It's like asking for directions to the edge of the earth. The earth is a sphere that doesn't have an edge, so looking for it is a futile exercise. Do I have faith? We each are free to believe what we want, and it's my view that the simplest explanation is that there is no God. No one created the universe, and no one directs our fate. This leads me to a profound realization. There is probably no heaven and afterlife either. I think belief in an afterlife is just wishful thinking. There is no reliable evidence for it, and it flies in the face of everything we know in science. I think that when we die we return to dust, but there is a sense in which we live on, in our influence and in our genes that we pass on to our children. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that I am extremely grateful. It's a really good answer. What do you think? It's a good, really good book. I think it's on Audible, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's a really good book for answers to questions that makes you think a lot deeper than what people would think or would automatically think is an easy answer to a big question. So I'm going to leave it now for you, and I hope you have a good day.